Welcome to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour, your source of news, talk, and uncensored commentary here on Lone Star Community Radio. I'm your host today, Dangerous Dan the Muffin Man, and on the phone, all the way from Corpus Christi, is DouglasB, along with DV Tonya.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year's to all. I hope you all had a good New Year's and a festive holiday season. We have a special show for you this month, and we're going to, as Dan said, we're doing a dual broadcast because he's in our Conroe studio, and I'm calling in from beautiful, frigid downtown Corpus Christi with our friend Tonya from VeteransAir.us. And, of course, you'll hear in the background our Apex Predator posse, Spike and Big Tony, will be barking in as they come up with comments. As always, let's do a little housekeeping before we get started. You can contact Veterans Air through the website at www.VeteransAir.us. Leave us a message, or better yet, text us in studio on our Google phone, 936-344-3083. See, I remembered what our phone number was this time.
Not because it's written down either.
Yeah, I did write it down. I actually printed them out this week. Hey, before we get into what's going on in January and our topics, we're the Predator Posse.
That's right.
Before we get into that, let's spend a minute and talk about the American Legion Post 411 Heroes Holiday Harvest that we had back on December 9th. I want to thank our sponsors for that event, East Meets West Productions and Cowboy Kia, along with the Outlet Mall at Conroe. Without their generous support, the event could never happen.
Yes, I would never have gotten my good turkey.
Yeah, you got a turkey. That's right. As a matter of fact, 500 plus turkeys were given out that day, and over $1,000 in gift cards to Montgomery citizens and veterans. I want to give a special thanks to Jim's Hardware over there in Montgomery. Jim, if you're listening, thank you. Jim's Hardware donated a $150 gift card to his store, and we're still looking for a recipient for that. If you didn't get a turkey and you didn't come out and register for a gift card, well, you missed a great event. You really did. Even Santa Claus was there. Not the bourbon and cigar Santa Claus, but the real deal. The big man himself showed up. You can check out the event on the American Legion Facebook page. And you know what, people? You need to register with the American Legion. At least get on their mailing list so you don't miss these events. You can call the American Legion at 936-207-2401 for more information. Hey, Dan.
Doug.
What'd you do for New Year's?
I didn't do anything exciting. I was over here listening to Dick's night, and his night sounds pretty epic. Mine, I just kind of sat at home and watched Netflix with adequate soundproofing.
Yeah, Baker was calling in, talked to her on New Year's Eve about the people down the street firing off their guns. I guess loud noises excite some people. I don't know. We'll do news. Happy New Year!
And then there are those of us that spent the evening in the bathtub.
Yes. I tried to avoid that this year.
But there was no bathtub spending here. I did attempt to get Tonya drunk, but it didn't work.
That's because my daughter was there. I would just hand her the glass and go, "Can I get another one?"
Yes, obviously, pink dragons and Brussels sprouts were their thing for the day. Yep. And mac and cheese with lobster.
Yeah, lobster mac. Can't beat it.
She put ketchup on their mac and cheese, Dan.
Oh,
I did not do that.
That's absolutely barbaric.
It is. I don't know what's wrong.
It's bloody.
I mean, I can understand adding like bacon, but ketchup?
I ate the bacon since she won't eat beef.
But that was meant for the Brussels sprouts, not the lobster mac.
I put it on the tacos.
Wow. Yeah, it's not a party till pork products are introduced.
That's right. Everything's better with bacon. So, hey, Tonya, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Thank you for your service to your country and your unwavering support for this show, VeteransAir.us, and I'm sure that will be a detriment to your public reputation.
Well, What do I care?
Hey, for those of you that don't know, Tonya is a 22-year veteran of the United States Air Force. She's not Army. She went Air Force. But she's also a combat veteran, 100% disabled physically while also suffering from PTSD. And Tonya is part of the show because she started VeteransAir.us.
From the couch.
From the couch.
Yeah.
And Bitter Glitter creates and sells unique motivational items geared towards the veterans. And she also gives us a whole bunch of pocket knives that we give away on the show.
Knives are wonderful things.
There you go. That's the American dream, starting your business from your couch.
I did. In fact, if it wasn't for the American Legion in Conroe, I'd probably still be sitting on the couch, unwashed, depressed. I'm doing a lot better now.
Yes. Now you have all those things plus a business.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, someday she's going to be rich and we'll be able to go, hey, we know her.
No, you'll be able to party with me because when I go big, I take other people with me.
So today's topic of conversation is going to be female veterans. And why female veterans specifically? You know, we're not PC here at Veterans Air, and we believe that there's both males and females. And in this case, with veteran support, female veterans, they need different things than the traditional male veteran would need. So, Tonya, tell us, why do female veterans need a different type of support?
I think women in the military, we try to model ourselves after males in the military, but there's only so far you can really take that, right? I mean, okay, so the other day I was looking through the internet and I was thinking, veterans issues, what are veterans afraid of? Where should they live? What do they eat in the wild in their natural habitat? And I came across, it's lovely, okay? It's called Pinups for Vets. And you can actually go online to Gina at pinupsforvets.com. And the reason I think this is great is because these women are all actual veterans, but they dress up like pinups from the 40s. Remember all the nose art and all that on the aircraft? And I get, that there's even a long line of women who think Pinups for Vets, the calendar, is a great thing. I think it's beautiful. But you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see pinups for female vets because it's all women.
Now, there's a thought, but we're straying, and let's get back to that.
Not at all, Doug. I think more men should get their banana hammock bodies out there.
Banana hammock.
For those of you that do not know me personally, I'll give you some visual hint. I am all that and a bag of chips.
Mm-hmm. With a pickle.
With a pickle, that's right.
With a
I'm
pickle.
studly. But anyway, when we started talking about this, female veterans have different type of needs, and under the umbrella of veterans, they all have the same benefits because we're all, veterans. Mm-hmm. But the females of veterans out there, they may be looking for certain resources that are exclusive to the female veterans. I mean, us guys get together and we talk, guys, we can talk about guys, but we won't talk about certain things in mixed company. Well, females are the same way. So we started looking out there and see, are there specific type of resources for female veterans? And you know what? There are. But these resources, they're not as prevalent as the male resource.
Right.
I mean, just a quick search of the internet, I found things such as OperationWeAreHere.com, Grace Under Fire,
right?
AmericanWomenVeterans.org, TextVet, the Military Veterans Peer Network. Just some of these types of resources. Now, when we talk a female resource as opposed to a male resource, what are we talking about here, Tonya?
Well, everybody knows you eat with your eyes first. So the Pinups for Vet calendar goes, and it's awesome what they do. They take these calendars and they put them in front of your healing male veteran to give them something to look forward to every day. It's a pretty calendar, lots of pretty girls. But, I know it's superficial, But I'd like to see somebody do something like that for the female veterans.
Well, if and I've seen them around on different Facebook pages and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plethora.
Plethora? What a fun word.
What a fun word. There are entirely too many amputees from our current wars.
Right.
And a lot of these amputees are female. And if you look at that disproportionately, you'll go, okay, well, there's many, many more male amputee veterans than there are female amputee veterans, and that is true statistically. Why? Because there's more veterans. There's more men.
Veterans?
Metro
men?
there ain't no Metro men in the Army. Maybe in the Air Force, but not in the Army.
I'm sorry,
Doug, I think I see where you're getting at. For these amputees, we need to do sex toy prosthetics.
See, that'd be nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If we can do pin up for vets calendars that are motivational to a male veteran, because let's face it, as Tonya said, we eat with our eyes first. She's saying she wants the same thing for female veterans.
Right.
Untapped
market.
If you guys aren't familiar with pinupsforvets.com, what they do is they take females, 1940s, 1950s, vintage type photos, and they sell calendars.
Right, and they're all veterans.
And they're all veterans. All these females are veterans. And the proceeds go to different organizations that help veterans.
Right.
Wounded Warrior Project, Home Vets, things of that nature.
Right.
And Tonya says this is a what you call a non-traditional support form.
Yes, it is. But it's these women are actually, even though they're veterans themselves, they're doing what women traditionally do, which is nurture. They're trying to put something out there motivational for the guy. So I'm just saying that it would be nice if there was something like that for the females. It's not everything, but you'd be surprised when you're alone. And a lot of veterans, when we come back, things aren't like they were when we left. People leave us. We get thrown out. We don't know what's going on. It would be nice to have some little positive thing, even if you don't love it. If you just look at it and it lights a fire in your head or your heart somewhere. That's what this is for. I really like the pinups for vets. I mean, they're beautiful.
Yeah,
artistic.
I take that as a challenge. There you go, guys.
Yeah, come on.
DV Tonya wants to see your pinups. I think it's the Los Angeles Fire Department that does the fireman's calendar. Do you know what I'm talking about, Dan?
I might.
I think it's them. Get there. It's some fire department someplace that does this men of Los Angeles County Fire Department calendar, and it's very, very successful. So if the firemen can do it, damn Skippy that we can. There you go, guys. There's the challenge. Tonya wants to see your male pinup. So get out in the garage.
Don't be gross, though, okay? Don't be gross. I mean, if you look at mom yourselves after the pinups for vets for men, please don't.
See, and you'll help.
No banana hammocks.
Banana hammocks. You'll yeah, you should have heard that comment. So that is a non-traditional support, and I want to talk about another non-traditional support that's geared towards the men. And we've had Sailor Jerry on the show, if you remember. We've had her on twice now. And Sailor Jerry is one of the admins over at the Facebook page, Girls for Gunslingers. And how this page started was that one girl, one of the admins, started taking pictures to send to her lover who was deployed, and it blossomed from there. Now, Girls for Gunslingers has 604,000 followers. 604,000 followers. That's a hell of a lot of followers.
Yeah.
And the Girls for Gunslingers is a non-traditional support group because of veterans themselves. You're feeling down that day, you're not happy, and you reach out, and you place that on Facebook that you're reaching out, you will have more people commenting back to you and attempting to call you than you know what to do with. I'll give you an example a couple of months ago of a life that was saved because of a non-traditional support group, Girls for Gunslingers. Guy gets on there, leaves a comment that he's had enough of the VA, he can't do it anymore. Thank you for the support. 184 comments of people trying to find out who he is, where he's at, and how to get to them. Within an hour and a half, they were able to find out who this guy was, where he currently was at. One of the followers there on Girls for Gunslinger got in a car and started driving over there, and then the admins contacted the police and EMT to do a health and welfare check on this guy. The outcome of that is he's now secured, healthy, happy, no longer thoughts of becoming a statistic. That is non-traditional support. That's a veteran helping a veteran. Now, I'm a big proponent for Girls for Gunslingers. I'm on there all the time. Everybody knows, and this program, VeteransAir.us, supports Sailor Jerry in her career. And following into Tonya's line of topics here, why can't we have a group like that centered on females?
Right, because there are approximately 200,000 female Iraq veterans, and I don't know why it is, but we're more isolated both during and after deployments like that. It's hard to find that gender-specific, peer-based support that we need. It is hard. I don't know why it is, but it just is.
Hey, Dick, do we have to go on break here?
You guys got about 10 more minutes. Keep talking.
Okay. So I like this idea, and maybe it's not politically correct in today's society to segment female veterans from male veterans. But you know what? Regardless of what's politically correct in today's society, that's a fact. There's men and there's women. And don't go with the other genders, because there are.
I'm sorry, I got a little bit bogged down by the innies, the outies, the transformers, if you will.
There she goes again.
It's just difficult.
There's two genders here. And,
not anymore.
Yes, there
we'll
are.
just stick with the basics of male and female for now.
That's right. Veterans Air, we only have two. We do tend to, this is in our DNA. We do tend to look at males one way and females another way. And let's face it, females talk to females, guys talk to guys. That's just the way it is. That's human nature.
Right.
It's in our DNA.
That's true.
If there's 200,000 female Iraqi veterans, there's got to be more than that overall. And we know this. Everybody knows this. But when we say we're going to do a veteran support, we tend to lump them all together.
Right.
So I can see where you're coming from, that we're looking for specific support groups and specific support for females.
Right.
Now, there's homeless veterans, but there's homeless male veterans and there's homeless female veterans.
And let's face it, even if they wanted to go to a shelter of some kind, even what they have access to is different. There are there's a couple places here. There's not many in Corpus Christi. I don't know about Conroe where you live, but there's a certain place that's just for the male and one just for the female. Well, they don't mix.
Just last month, wearing my Commander American Legion hat, just last month I got a call from a female veteran, homeless, and was looking to get into a shelter. We can get her into a woman's shelter for battered women. Right. If she was battered. We could get her into a woman's shelter if she happened to have children. She didn't. She was just a homeless vet. Now, we have one or two shelters specifically for homeless vets in the greater Houston area. But could we get her in there? No, we couldn't get her in. Why?
They're usually too
full. There's a big available. She was female.
Right.
Oh.
Well, see, it's like, yeah. Isolated.
There was a bed available, but we couldn't put her in there because this open bay, in the shelters, there were all males there. Yeah. And, I'm sorry to say it, but some of you guys out there are just pigs. I wouldn't trust you either.
Welcome to the land of pork products.
I wouldn't trust you either. So we do, from a realistic standpoint, we do need to have different types of, or rather the same benefits, but segmented out between male and female for these veterans.
I hate to interrupt you, but just to throw something out there, I've been on one deployment. I was into Saudi Arabia. We were drawing down Prince Sultan Air Base, the jewel of the Nile, whatever. And I had to actually.
Played in that, didn't he?
No, I think I played in that. I was the one picking up my dry cleaning while Dick Cheney was talking about how, I don't know what he saw that was so beautiful, but whatever. The point is that I actually, to protect myself, had to sleep inside my office with a lock on the inside of the door. Not the door lock, but an additional lock. So if you want isolated, there it is. All the males were together, and I was in my office by myself. Yeah.
Yeah, because some guys, just because they're veterans, it makes no difference. Some guys are just
they're really nice. They offered for me to come over there if I wanted. They said I could sleep there.
Oh, I have a comment, but I'm not going to make it because, Dick will go, you can't say that on this radio station.
We'll just leave that out.
So we'll just leave that out there. I agree with you. I don't know what the answer is,
right?
Or how to start one of these non-traditional sport groups. But that being said, looking and researching this topic, GraceUnderFire.org is a really good place to start your search for specific. Who is this? WomenVeteranRock.org.
Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah, they're out there, but they need to have some. We need to find them. It's hard to find those things.
And to put out the word that they are there. Because a lot of times women, I do anyway, when I get down or I start feeling the weirdness where you have to check all the door locks 15 times, when I'm like that, I don't answer the door, I don't answer the phone, and let's face it, I'm on the couch over there, curled up like a little pea, wishing something was different, but I don't know where to go.
Well, I was talking to Ashley Senior from the Military Veterans Peer Network just before the show, and she says that she has a list of resources that she's going to send over to us. Ashley, if you're listening, I did check my email before the show, and I have not gotten that list. But if you get that list together, we can make it available. In my generation, or rather when I served and the type of units I was in, we didn't have any females. We had females in support roles, but we didn't see them in combat support.
Yeah, that was.
Dan, you're more recent.
Well, that was the same with me. They started integrating when I was leaving.
I mean, we had them, but they were always in a support role. They were a cook.
Or the S shops or something.
Exactly. Ashley Taylor from the Military Veterans Peer Network, she was a mechanic.
I thought she was a driver.
She was no. That's how she got Bo. Oh, we should before Dan.
Doug.
We should wish Ashley a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and congratulate her on baby Bo.
Oh, she finally popped?
Yes, baby Bo was born. That's where Ashley's been for the past 2-3 months. He's been on maternity leave. Baby Bo has been born. Everybody that's following it. Ashley and baby are doing well. Ashley, strangely, is keeping baby Bo from us.
I don't blame her. We're horrible influences.
I think that's wrong. Dick, you know Ashley. I think you should call her and make her come on the show and bring baby Bo.
Send the party bus to go get her.
Yeah, we can send the party bus, and we got a headset mic for baby Bo, so we can get all full dialogue from him.
Absolutely. No, I've seen pictures on her Facebook where she's out and about with Bo and baby Bo, but strangely enough, she hasn't come to any of our events. I'm beginning to wonder if she's embarrassed about us, or that concerned that we'd embarrass her in public. We would never do that.
Well, maybe not intentionally.
Maybe she's afraid that you'll give her child too much candy and then hand her back. Wait, does she have a boy or a girl?
Boy, baby Bo.
Okay.
Boy.
You never know.
Then she followed orders and produced man-child.
Man-child.
Shut up.
Doug, we got 3 minutes according to Dick.
Okay, so in 3 minutes, we'll take a break, and we'll change topics, and I'll go on to my usual rant. But before that, in 3 minutes, To sum this up, there are benefits out there for the female veteran.
They're just hard to find.
And there are some specific resources out there for the female veteran. But I think we need to promote that more.
Something fun.
Something fun.
That's a fun thing. I mean, it's not fun having a limb loped off, but if you're going to open your eyes, it's nice to see something pretty when you wake up.
Hey,
nice.
Some of these combat veteran females with amputees, they're stoked, man. They're cooking. They're hot. They're hotties. And if any of you hotties out there want,
mean it like
and they come with less baggage.
Oh, that's right. Less limbs, less baggage.
So, guys out there, obviously, we're going to use Tonya here as the measuring stick. She wants to see you as a pinup.
Pretty please with sugar on it.
And somebody out there needs to start an admin, a Facebook group modeled after Girls for Gunslingers. It can be guys for gunslingers, and make it female focused so that females have a safe haven to go to.
Hey, and if you talk to Gina, maybe she'll allow you to go out there, and she's kind of pretty, so there's a little carrot.
Absolutely. I recently did a pinup for veterans shoot with Allison and Cheyenne.
Really?
Yes. Came out really good. Hey guys, nice. That's right. Face. I have Face as a pinup, and I have Allison as a pinup. I got to get back and start redoing them. That came out wrong.
Yeah, that did. You never say that and make something forever.
I have to go back and start.
No, he's going to tone down the dazzle because if he left it all together, it'd blind you.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna. What am I at break now? Yeah, I'm almost at break. So we're gonna take a break. Turn it back over to Engineer Dick, who's gonna do the news and weather for us in Conroe. I'll give you the weather in Corpus Christi. It's friggin' cold.
Awesome.
Hey Johnny, thanks for the mittens. I'm actually can use those today, and we'll be back right after this.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Welcome back to Veterans Air. We're on the phone with Tonya, VeteransAir.us, and DouglasB out of Corpus Christi. Let's talk about our president. Is he doing his job, and what has he done for veterans?
Hey, thanks, Dan. That was awesome. We usually do at this point, we do our constitutional minute, and I hold on my Constitution. I can't do that today because I'm not in the station. So
I have one. You want me to go get it?
That's right. You do have one. Tonya does have our Constitution for us, so we can actually feel that we're doing our constitutional minute.
Doug, you didn't bring your constitutional book I got you?
I did not, because you know how much I value that book, and our listeners know how much I value that book. I did not take it on the road with me, but I do have one of our pocket constitutions. Real quick, listeners out there, if you do not have a copy of the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, you can contact us at VeteransAir.us, and we will send you a copy of each, free of charge. No strings attached.
Every home should have at least one.
Every home should have a U.S. Constitution. With an index and the Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, significant dates, things of that nature. But anyway, back to what I was going to say is so we usually do a constitutional minute, then I have my rant because, Dick, thank you for the soapbox. Today we're going to combine them into commentary, and we're going to talk about Donald J. Trump, our president. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, doesn't matter. What matters is the power and respect of the office of the presidency. There's a lot of talk today recently, well, since he's been elected, of what a president can and what a president cannot do.
Are we
And
talking about
most of that
legally
talk-
or morally?
Legally.
Okay.
Most of that talk is wrong, by the way.
No.
Yes. Now, let's see what the only document that matters, the U.S. Constitution, says about the powers granted to the office of the president. And we're specifically, those following along at home in your U.S. Constitution,
Feel free to whip that out. We'll wait a second. Okay.
we're specifically looking at Article 2, Sections 2, 3, and 4. And I'm quoting here. The president shall be the commander-in-chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia of several states when called into actual service of the United States. He may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer of each executive department upon any subject relating to the duties of those respective officers, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment.
So he can't pardon himself.
Can't pardon himself, can't pardon somebody that's been impeached. Now, he shall also have the power, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, to make treaties, providing two-thirds of the senators present concur, and he shall nominate, and by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, shall appoint ambassadors and other public ministers and consuls and judges of the Supreme Court. He can do that with the consent and approval of the Senate. Appointments are not herein otherwise provided for. Appointments not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But Congress may, by law, vest the appointments of such inferior officers as they think proper, in the president alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of department. The president shall have the power to fill all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions, which shall expire at the end of their next session. Do we remember when President Obama appointed an officer of a department and the Senate was in recess? He had the power to do that, but that officer, that department head, that secretary, should have either been confirmed or replaced when the Senate came back into session. He wasn't.
So you're saying the Senate was lax on their duties?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Section 3 of Article 2 says that the president shall, from time to time, give to the Congress information of the State of the Union and recommends to their consideration such measures as he shall deem necessary, that he shall judge necessary and expedient, and he may, on extraordinary occasions, convene both houses, or either of them, and in the case of a disagreement between them, with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he thinks proper. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers, and shall take care that the law be faithfully executed, and shall commission all the officers of the United States. This is an important section here.
How so, Doug?
Say again?
How is it important?
It's important because the president can make Congress and the Senate convene. He can make Congress and the Senate be there until such time as he says you can adjourn.
Hey, that's just like the active duty military.
If they can't get their act together, he can adjourn them until such time as he says, okay, you've had time to think about it, get it together. This is important because what's happening right now? Right now, Congress is scrambling all over the place so they can go on their break in January.
Right.
Hell, they didn't get back to work until this morning, and they're going to take another break? No. See, the president has the ability and the authority under Section 3, Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution to make those houses do their job. People, he can make your congressman and senator do their job.
So why hasn't this happened before?
Politics. Wait, let me read Section 4 to you. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Everybody's calling for the impeachment of our president because he's not my president. Well, guess what? If you're American, he is your president.
That's right.
But impeachment for and conviction of. You can't impeach him unless he's been convicted of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors.
He hasn't done that.
But Doug, Russia.
Has he been charged with treason?
But Doug, Russia. His Twitter.
But he hasn't been charged with treason.
Yes, it's a country.
And I like their salad dressing.
Right? Well, I like it.
You know, vodka's good too.
Orange is our
But,
color.
you know, hey, there's an investigation going on. Why do we feel that it's necessary to ruin somebody's life because somebody else doesn't like him and has a bigger voice? The U.S. Constitution says you cannot impeach our legally elected representatives unless they're convicted of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. High crimes. Now,
crimes. So what's the definition of high crimes? What constitutes high crimes?
Monica Lewinsky.
Right? Under the desk.
That's a high crime because not that the act that he did it or that he did it in the office, it's a crime.
Right.
It's a crime to do that. Morally and also criminally, you can't do that. That's a crime.
Right.
And he could have been convicted of that. Now, that's what the Constitution says are the powers of the office of the presidency. But we know that the Supreme Court and the legislative branch has added additional powers in the last 2 centuries.
It'd be nice if instead of trying to kick off the president, they turned all that energy into something positive.
Do your job, congressmen and senators.
Anything else is a waste of our time and money. And by the way, we do pay their salary.
We do pay their salaries.
And their health care and their protection.
Hey, you know,
parking, their haircuts.
There's a call for the 27th Amendment, I think it is, for time limits on congressmen and senators.
I wholeheartedly agree that is needed.
I agree too. You know, it was not until the 19th century that the office of the presidency was restricted to 2 terms.
That's right.
Did you know that?
Yes. Franklin Delano Roosevelt served for 3 terms during World War II.
Outstanding. Raise your right hand, Dan. Place it behind your head. Pat yourself on the back. That's a hell of a nice piece of history. And look at that. Dick, you didn't even have to look it up on Google for us this time.
That's love of country right there. Paying attention to it.
I want to talk a little bit more about these additional powers that were imposed upon the office of the presidency. Because people may not know this. Within the executive branch, the president, he's got really broad powers. And he has these powers to manage the national affairs and the government and our economies and all those other things. But the president doesn't make law. He doesn't make the law. He can't make the law. He's expressly forbidden to make the law. But he does have the responsibility to ensure that those laws are enforced. The presidency, the office of the president, however, can issue rules, regulations, and instructions called executive orders, which have the binding force of law on federal agencies, but do not require the approval of the United States Congress. An executive order, for all purposes, intents and purposes, it's a law, but it affects only federal agencies. So I would think about this. Immigration is a hot topic right now. Whether you want to build a wall or not, you have immigration reform, we have the travel ban, we have this, that, and the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can the president do this? Absolutely, the president can do this. Because that executive order for the travel ban affected what? It was imposed only upon Homeland Security, the Department of Homeland Security, and Department of Immigration. State Department to a degree. He runs those agencies. He is the CEO. He makes the rules for what these agencies are going to follow. Everybody got up into arms. There were lower federal court judges that said, no, we're gonna strike this down because that's the judicial branch's job to do that, until it got to the Supreme Court. And Dan, do you know what the Supreme Court said?
They said it was completely constitutional.
Thank you.
See?
Completely constitutional.
Because
So everybody else
it was well within the powers of the presidency.
That's right. And that's what we have the Supreme Court to have, to make that determination. Now, you want to change that within the next 90 days, because that's how long this ban is in effect? Well, you better come up with new information, petition the Supreme Court to rehear the case.
That's why I'm laughing. It'll take them 90 days just to get a petition worded the right way.
But I think to do that, as well as sending in a petition, you have to send in new evidence.
That's
as
right.
well.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another thing that the office of the president does, that we as a country, as a people, blame on the president. Now, in 1921, the Budget and Accounting Act was signed into law. And this put additional responsibilities and onuses on the presidency. Because the president now had to prepare a budget for the United States. Congress was required to approve it, and the act required the Office of Management and Budget to assist the president with the preparation of this budget. There was a law signed in 1921 that said the president is going to create the budget for the United States for the coming year. I agree with that. He's the CEO. He should be able to do that. And he has he has a number of different agencies providing him input, just like in a company. We have the CPA, we have the Chief Financial Officer, we have all of his underlings providing information for the budget. But it says right here in the Budget and Accounting Act of 1921 that Congress is required to approve that budget and pass it. Because who makes law in this country?
Congress.
Congress does. The senators do. Legislative branch.
Mm-hmm.
So the president, and I checked this out, by the way, the presidents have submitted budgets year after year after year to Congress. But Congress hasn't approved any of them.
Yeah, I ran into this when I was getting deployed. They had that whole government stand down, and I didn't get paid for like the first few months of my deployment. It was fun.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You remember
They got paid, though. They got paid.
They got paid.
Yep.
So, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago that they shut down all the national parks and monuments? The Washington Monument was closed. The Smithsonian was closed because we didn't have a budget. Yes, of course, that's bullshit. We had a budget. I didn't say that, Dick. You didn't hear that. We had a budget. Congress just didn't approve it. And right now, Congress still hasn't approved a budget. All they have approved is a resolution kicking that budget further down the road so the government stays open.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
That should be like one of the number one things the government needs to do right now is balancing a budget.
I think so too.
They're just prolonging the issue. We've got 6 minutes, Doug.
Okay, in 6 minutes. The president, as commander-in-chief of the United States forces, may also call into federal service individual state units of the National Guard. In times of war or national emergency, the Congress may grant the president broader powers to manage the national economy and the security of the United States. And these powers are called the War Powers Act.
What a fun name.
What a fun name. Now, the War Powers Act also severely limited the ability of the president to conduct warfare without the approval of Congress. And here's where war got screwed up.
Isn't it like
Congress
90 days?
Well, here, this is what it says. Congress is constitutionally provided the power to declare war, but if the president needed to send troops to other countries for emergency reasons, approved statuses required the notification of Congress within 48 hours. For any time beyond 60 days, further congressional approval was required. So the president can't declare war. The president cannot declare war on North Korea. Calm down. He's not going to get us into a war. He can't. The president can't declare war. Congress declares war.
Yeah, they act like his finger is poised over some red button.
Now, if I was the president, my finger would be on that button. And I think that's why people aren't electing me. Dan, you're still going to be my campaign manager, right?
What's that?
You're still going to be my campaign manager, right?
I will. Yes, I will.
Yeah. So we're not going to get in war with North Korea because the president can't. Only Congress can do it. But the president can send troops. Now he can send troops with some. There has to be a reason
Right.
that of national economy, security of the United States. Now you've heard the term national interest and the best national interest. Those are the only way that the president can send troops someplace.
Somebody mowing down their people with sarin gas.
Yeah,
Little things.
Yeah, little things like
Like
that.
that.
So you mean in defense of our nation and interests?
Right.
It doesn't even have to be in defense. It can be in the national interest.
Right.
Is Afghanistan going to attack us?
Nah,
Yeah,
probably
I don't
not.
think so.
No.
No.
Probably not.
Can he send troops there?
Yep.
He surely can, because it's in the national interest of the United States to make sure that there is a solid and stable Middle East.
Yes.
A giant cat box.
Now that we know what the presidents can and cannot do, let's look specifically at Donald Trump and what he's done in less than a year.
Right.
Bear in mind, he's been in office less than a year. The number one biggie is cost of living adjustment, COLA. It's going to be 2% this year in 2018. 2%. This is the first substantial increase in years and years and years. Last year, we did have an increase of 0.02%. But this year, we're getting a whole 2%. For me, that's $213 more a year, Dan.
That's quite the upgrade. Wasn't it like 0.2%?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
point
Yeah.
0.02. Yeah, and if you're looking for what it is, go on over to militarybenefits.info, and you can see the COLA increases across the board.
Yep.
He also signed the Veterans Appeals Improvement and Modernization Act in August.
That's right.
Now, this act, now is
Doug,
law.
2 minutes.
Hopefully it'll speed up the claims and the appeals process. He did the VA reform bill, and that's a new law that we can now fire VA employees.
And a lot of them have been, over 1,000.
Outstanding. Trump signed a bill providing $2 billion to open new clinics and to fund the Total Choice Act.
That's right. More access to private health care.
Yep.
And insurance.
So let's go real quick. Dan, how about giving us a shout out to our sponsors?
Absolutely. Shout out to our show sponsors. Veterans Air is made possible by the support of East Meets West Productions, full-service business and marketing consultants, helping veterans start and fund their businesses for 25 years. For more information, call 361-904-0044. And by the American Legion, Conroe Post 411. Post 411 meets the second Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. at 13614 Poplar Circle, Suite 201, Conroe, Texas. Visit AmericanLegionConroe.org for more information.
Outstanding. I expect to see you all there. That about ends the show for this month, but tune in again on February 6th for a Valentine's show at 1 p.m. We'll have some special downloads for both male and female listeners, veterans out there. I'm going to see if we can't get a picture of DV Tonya and the Apex Predators for you guys out there. And maybe I'll take off my shirt because I am all that.
Those long flowing locks.
I have beautiful hair. I want to leave you as we do each month with this awesome song by the Warrior Project. Go download it from VeteransAir.us or over on iTunes. And while we listen, let us remember our brothers and sisters in uniform today that are standing in harm's way, protecting our freedoms and our liberties.
Thank you.
If you're wearing the uniform, I say thank you too. I'm proud of you. Until next month, stay vigilant, stay safe.
Amen.